Hello, everyone. Welcome to GNU according to CD, that is Government of National Unity. So I thought, let me compile a video for the people that are non-South Africans that are living somewhere in the world that kind of think that South Africans are monotone, like only black people, and only black people are supposed to be black people and doing black things in the black country and forgetting that our country, yes, was colonized in 1652. And ever since we've had white people, and then in later years, we've had Indian people coming through as slaves, and then we had Chinese people, believe it or not, that also came from China in the 1800s. And then we also, of course, these people coming to South Africa, mingling and others, forcing themselves on the natives of South Africans. As a result of that, we have colored people. And therefore, South Africa had four races. In fact, it's five races to be honest. It's just that the other race, nobody sort of talk about them. Anyways, who are these four races? It's black people, white people, colored people, Indian people, and of course, Chinese South Africans. There are Chinese South Africans that have been in South Africa since the 1800s. A lot of Chinese did go back at some point, but a lot also remained behind. And as you know, since 1948, apartheid kicked in, of course, architected by Verwoerd, and of course, apartheid lasted all the way to 1994 when South Africa went to its first democratic elections where Nelson Mandela was elected first democratic president of the country. And of course, all of this comes after what you call a CODESA negotiations about how South Africa is going to look and going forward, how we are going to be united as a nation of black, white, Indian, coloreds, and of course, Chinese and Indians. And just so you also understand that during the days of apartheid, Miss South Africa was formulated, I think, sometime in 1943. And since then, it was only attended by white people, okay, only by white people. But at some point during the days of apartheid, a black young lady entered Miss South Africa by the name of Cynthia Shange, who, by the way, did take the crown. So as I was busy thinking about this, and I was like, wait a minute, shouldn't there be some kind of an article basically painting a picture about Miss South Africa, its inception, and stuff like that that we ought to know as the people of South Africa? I know that beauty pageants are not followed by a lot of people, but a lot of people like myself, I've been following beauty pageants since I was in my preteen. And it's something that I don't quite understand the interest myself, but I enjoy watching pageants. And I've said in the past, my favorite pageants is Miss South Africa, Miss World, Miss Universe, and now there's this new one called Miss Supranational. For me, it's new. I've never known of it, but the major ones was Miss South Africa, Miss World, and Miss Universe. But with Miss Universe, it's like a recent thing for me. I think I took an interest in it when Miss Botswana won in 1999. Anyways, I was still a teenager. I think at that time I was doing grade 11. Okay, this is interesting for me so that I can get to see who were the early ones since its inception. So the article goes, it's from the Citizen, but I can't find the date and who is the reporter of this particular article, but it's from the Citizen, which is the newspaper here in South Africa. It says, founded in 1943, so I was right. The Miss South Africa beauty pageant has been paving the way for many models and beauty queens to reach new heights in their pageantry and acting careers. After winning beauty pageant titles and representing South Africa at international competitions, these historical beauty queens went on to establish themselves as inspiring public figures. Here are five historical beauty queens who brought change to the pageantry scene. The first one is Cynthia Shange. By the way, I'm Dumagute, and Dumagute is Shange. Shange being like Njonkulu. Born in Lamontville, Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, Cynthia is the first black woman to represent South Africa at Miss World pageant. The 65-year-old pageant career opened many doors, for her in the modeling and acting spaces. Shange was cast in South Africa's first black feature film, Udeliwe, alongside the late Joe Mafela. The model then went on to star in the five-part miniseries Shaka Zulu in 1986. And then we have Margaret Gardner. Born 21st August 1959, Margaret entered the Miss South Africa beauty pageant in 1978 when she was 18 and won the title. She then represented South Africa at the Miss Universe beauty pageant and won, making her the first woman from South Africa to claim the title. I just want to line up all the Miss South Africas that we've had in the past 34 years or so, because I want to show the diversity that people seem to ignore and keep thinking that South Africa cares about their opinions as to who is our Miss South Africa. We don't care what the race of our Miss South Africa. What we care about is them carrying our identity and representing us on the global stage with our identity and proudly South African on top of that. Anyways, let's go for it. Okay, first up is Jackie Mofokeng. Jackie Mofokeng won Miss South Africa in 1993. This lady's reign was made hell on earth by those that did not believe that a black girl deserved to be Miss South Africa. The way she was treated was abhorrent and not surprising either because it was in the dying days of apartheid. I don't want to dwell on negative reports on this beautiful lady who represented South Africa at Miss World and became first princess. In 1994, we had yet another black queen who won Miss South Africa by the name of Basitsana Mahalimele, who is now Basitsana Khumalo. Basitsana won Miss South Africa 1994 and became the iconic media personality today. She went on to represent South Africa at Miss World 1994, and guess what she did? She became first princess. The next queen is Benelli Daniels, who took the crown for Miss South Africa 1995. And she went on to get placed at the top 10 in Miss World 1995. Then Miss South Africa 1996 is another black queen by the name of Peggy Sue Khumalo. Peggy Sue Khumalo, I believe she lives in England, married to an Englishman as well, and she's living her life in private. So South Africa, we are a powerhouse when it comes to international competition in the beauty pageant world. Then in 1997, South Africa was graced by a new queen, the first Indian South African to win Miss South Africa. And her name is Karishni Naikar. Karishni Naikar was crowned Miss South Africa 1997, and she was placed in top 5 in Miss World 1998. Once again, we always make it to the top every time we take the international stage. And in the year 1998, South Africa welcomed Sonia Rashiti as Miss South Africa 1998. What a beauty she was. And South Africa continues not to disappoint even on global stage. Then in the year of 1999, where we were about to have Y2K and everybody was panicking, thinking, oh my God, the world is coming to an end. I remember Michael Jackson buying a yacht thinking it's going to be the Ark, where he's going to put two animals each, like Noah did. That never happened. In 1999, Miss Heather Joy Hamilton won Miss South Africa. I think she also took like the top 5 in Miss World and almost came back home with Miss World crown. Other than that, we had her as Miss South Africa in 1999. Then in the new millennium, we had Joanne Strauss taking Miss South Africa 2000. Oh my goodness, this lady, I remember I used to go gaga over her. She was so beautiful, graceful, and beautiful. I was like, can I marry you someday? And I was a little boy in matric at that time. And I was like, wow, I've never seen such striking beauty in my life like Joanne Strauss was. Anyways, that was our Miss South Africa year 2000. And then in the year 2001, this is the one that everybody throws on our faces, thinking it's something that we must go like, oh yeah, this is to take back the crown and the title from her, as being Miss South Africa 2001, Miss Vanessa Carrera, who has descendancy of Angola as well as what other whatever it is that the world is trying to throw at us. Like, why did you allow Vanessa Carrera and there was no uproar? Actually, there was an uproar because of her descendancies winning Miss South Africa in 2001. It's just that social media at the time wasn't present for everybody to participate. But nonetheless, she was Miss South Africa 2001, and that is Vanessa Carrera. Now let's meet Miss South Africa 2002, Miss Cindy Nell, who represented Miss South Africa and Miss World and made it up to the top 10. So once again, we continue to hit the international stage and becoming a powerhouse. And then in 2003, please meet Joanne Ramahoshi, who won Miss South Africa crown. And also, she went and graced us at Miss World and made it to the top 10. Eat that, world. Miss South Africa 2004 was Claudia Henkel, who was so graceful as well and beautiful. And I remember very well thinking, South Africa, you are a world class, I tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2005, Nokuthula Sithole. Nokuthula Sithole as well. I remember thinking to myself, this lady is beautiful. But unfortunately, around that time, I was beginning to kind of like become disinterested in Miss South Africa, Miss World, and Miss Universe because life was lifing, university, doing stuff. And I was like, I can't get time to watch Miss South Africa and all that. I think I did so all the way till about 2012, but I was keeping an eye who was winning Miss South Africa. Miss South Africa 2006 was Megan Coleman. She was also a beauty, but at that time I was like, okay, cool. We had a Miss South Africa. I did not follow up if she went to Miss World and what position she held. And I tried to find information here on the internet, and for some reason it's saying nothing. Not quite sure why. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Miss South Africa 2007, Tenzi Coetzee. I hope you guys can see the pattern here. We have black South Africans, we have white South Africans, we have Indian South Africans, and sooner or later we'll be getting a colored South African winning Miss South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2008 winner, Tentem Kashwa. Now, I think she was also an Indian lady that won Miss South Africa 2008. So again, mixture of the Rainbow Nation winning Miss South Africa. And our Miss South Africa is crowned according to her intelligence, according to her grace, and also the field of her responsibility, not as a Miss South African contestant, but as a person that continues to build a South Africa that is going to be better for all. That is what we judge Miss South Africa on. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Miss South Africa 2009 winner, Nicole Flint. Nicole Flint, I believe she also made it to the top 10 of Miss World, if not top 5 Miss World, in 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2010, Bokang Mochana, and represented us on both Miss Universe 2011 and Miss Universe 2011 beauty pageant. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2011, Melinda Bam. Melinda Bam, I remember her, but at that time, like I said, I was way too busy just starting work at this point, and I was focused on my new career, and I had little time to watch Miss South Africa, Miss World, and Miss Universe, and all of that. But I believe that Melinda Bam did represent South Africa at Miss Universe 2012 and Miss World 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2012, Marilyn Ramos. Yeah, Italian descent. But anyways, she was our Miss South Africa 2012. Then we have Miss South Africa 2013 by the name of Roland Strauss, and she was the judge in Miss South Africa 2024. Editing CD here. Actually, let's make some corrections here. So it turns out that Marilyn Ramos served as Miss South Africa 2012 and 2013. So I kind of like looked down what happened. It says Ramos represented South Africa at Miss World 2013 and Miss Universe 2013, failing to place in both competition. She entered the pageant twice before she emerged as the winner. She also held the title for the longest in South African pageant history, 16 months until she has crowned Roland Strauss on the 30th of March 2014 as her successor. Wow, I didn't know that. I still don't know what the reason was for her to serve for 16 months as Miss South Africa. So I thought, let me correct that because there's no Miss South Africa 2013. It was still held by Marilyn Ramos. Roland Strauss was crowned on the 30th of March 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2015 winner, and that is Liesl Laurie. That is a colored lady, in case you are wondering. Once again, the pattern of Miss South Africas we've had, they are a mixture. They are a representation of how South Africa looks like. It's a ball of a rainbow. So get that straight, you people. And then, ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2016, and that is Ndandiyenkosi Kunene. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2017, Demily Nell Peter. And Demily did go on to represent South Africa at Miss Universe 2017, where she was crowned Miss Universe. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2018 winner, Tamarin Green, who is now pregnant to be married or something like that. And she was a very graceful young lady. I believe she's a colored lady as well. And she went on to represent South Africa at Miss Universe, where she placed as the first runner-up. That is first princess, meaning that there's the winner of Miss Universe, and then she is second. She's like the runner-up to Miss Universe. If anything happened to Miss Universe, she would have been Miss Universe. Remember the previous year we had Demily, who won Miss Universe. The following year, 2018, South Africa placed first in Miss Universe. Yeah, the kind of quality ladies we have in this country. Beautiful. Miss South Africa 2019, Zozibini Tunzi, who went on to represent South Africa at Miss Universe, where she came home with the crown as Miss Universe. And she was the longest serving Miss Universe because of Kororo. So we kind of held on to that crown for a hot minute, almost 2 years, I believe. And then, ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2020 winner by the name of Shudufatso Masinda. It was during very hard conditions back in 2020. I don't have to tell you what the world was going through then, but we had Shudufatso Masinda as Miss South Africa 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Miss South Africa 2021 winner, Lalelo Mswane. Lalelo Mswane is a ballerina as she showed off her techniques and talent at Miss Universe 2021. Not only did she represent South Africa at Miss Universe, but she also represented South Africa at Supranational 2022. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss South Africa 2022 by the name of Ndavi Nokiri. And she went on to represent South Africa at Miss Universe, where she placed top 16. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to wrap up all the beautiful Miss South Africa we ever had. Not only did we Miss South Africa, but graceful on international stage. Great powerhouse we are as South Africa, proudly South African in our diversity. Operative word, diversity. Whether you like it or not, that's who we are. Anyways, guys, without further ado, please meet Miss South Africa 2023, Natasha Hubert. Natasha Hubert just gave away the crown and crowned the current Miss South Africa, and that is Miss South Africa 2024, Mia LaRue, whom I believe is going to be crowned Miss Universe 2024, if not the first runner-up. Let's see how it all going to turn out, ladies and gentlemen. The world will learn about South Africa, that we are unique, we are different, we are not like the rest of the world. And color is not on our lips. And definitely representation of our nation is what we push first, prioritize, and mind our own business. Can the world do the same thing and respect South Africa with what we decided to be and push forward? We are not begging y'all, but we are asking for respect. Thank you very much. From this point on, when you make your opinion about South Africa, just know we are a rainbow nation, proudly South African, and we will always put our country first because we represent who we are. We don't want any other stranger coming to insert themselves where they don't belong. If you are not a South African, you are not a South African, period. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and got to learn just a little bit about South Africa, that we are diverse and we will have a Miss South Africa of a different race every single time we have a Miss South Africa. Like I said, it's a competition and each and every one of these women, they compete. It's got nothing to do with the skin color. It's about competition. Anyways, this video was fun to make. I hope you are going to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And after subscribing, please make sure to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Good luck, Mia Leroux. Go make us proud in Mexico on the 16th of November 2024 when you come home with the crown, and we will celebrate you like we did with our current rugby champions, the Springbok. Goodbye.